Hey Connor, can you hear me? Click. Program, Nick.
We're going to talk during the anthem, I guess.
Okay, I guess we're talking during the anthem.
No? Right after, I guess, probably. Hello, Mohawk. Welcome to another edition. We're going to be bringing you the game today with Mohawk women's volleyball team facing off against Boreal College. I'm Nick Sahami. So yesterday was quite the game. It was a big one, another win for your Mohawk team. They're now 3-2 on the year, bumping up over 500. Should have a close one today, but we'll see. As could be a bit of an easy one for Mohawk, as Boreal are actually 0-6 on the year. But again, you don't want to say it's going to be too easy too soon.
Yeah, for sure. No underdogs out there for sure. I know.
Okay, so as mentioned, we have your Mohawk women's volleyball team facing off against Boreal College today. Should be a good one. Have quite a few veterans on your Mohawk side. You have Kristen Bialachowski, of course, Yvonne Mann, some key veterans that have really 3-2 for Mohawk as they took that win yesterday against Cambrian College at the D-Bark as well. Today's game, 1 p.m. start coming at you very soon here. And Boreal, as mentioned, they are 0-6 on the year, so they're definitely going to be looking to hit that win column. This will be their second away game as they've had an early start at home for their first few games, but unfortunately still couldn't use that to their advantage. Mohawk on the other side, with that win yesterday, are now 3-2, bumping up over 500. And we're going to have a good one today as we have your starting lineup now on the floor for both Mohawk and Boreal College. And as Boreal is ready to set it up here, as mentioned, some of your key players to highlight today are going to be, of course, Natalie Pizarrois. And on the floor to start, we're going to have Yvonne Mann, Amanda Kuiper, Kinsley Child, Jess Namarmo, and Alessandra Asaf. And with this set there, number 16 for Boreal, gets it back over. Yvonne Mann gets it back. They set it up here on the Boreal side. Great dig out there for Mohawk, but unfortunately it will be out. First point going to Boreal College. And on the Boreal side, we now have Christine Boldreau setting it up again here on serve. Joining her on the floor is Audrey-Anne Sosi, Emily Goulette, Courtney Phillips. And serves up. Mohawk gets it out there from Alessandra Asaf. Yvonne Mann gets it back over again. Return there from Boreal with the spike. And it's going to be a fault there, so it will be point to Mohawk. So Josh, yesterday was quite the good game I hear. It was pretty action-packed. Close one in the first couple sets.
Yeah, it sure was, Nick. This Cambrian yesterday loves keeping the games close, and so does Mohawk, as we are tied at 1 here. Another close one here. For sure, it was definitely a great match, but Mohawk did come out on top 3-1 then that one.
Awesome, great dig there. Asaf gets it back over.
Looks like the refs called a double hit there.
And it'll be Mohawk with the 2-1 lead. Starting out here early on, Yvonne Mann will be setting up for the serve. As she gets it over.
Yvonne Mann, a very clutch server, Nick, for sure.
Perfect. They're going to call that one out, and it will be Mohawk with the quick 3-1 lead here. Yvonne Mann sets it up again here for serve. And as she gets it there, that will be the ace on that serve. Quick start here for Mohawk now as they jump out to the 4-1 lead. Yvonne Mann over again. As Boreal set it up here for the spike. Great.
Oh, just over that double block from Kuiper, sorry, and Bałachowski.
So as Boreal managed to capture that point there, it's now 4-2 as they set it up for serve. And just for the audience members to recognize here, we will be a little more verbal on the scores here as we are having some technical difficulties on this graphic side. So you'll be hearing me and Josh announce that score just a little more.
Kuiper right there.
And as Josh touched upon, a great kill there from Kuiper.
Nick, today we got to look out for Mann and Kuiper with a dynamic duo there, as well as Bałachowski in there as well.
Jessie Marmo with the set. Serves it up. And they're going to say that one was out of bounds there. So it'll be Boreal setting up for serve here. Number 13, Emily Goulette. 5-3 now for your Mohawk Mountaineers. Serve is up. And into the net there. Easy point there for Mohawk. As they jump back up now here to 6-3. We'll have number 13, Kirsten Bałachowski with the serve here. Big, powerful serve. She really uses that 5'11" height to her advantage out there. She gets it out there. Yvonne Mann with the great dig on the back line as they get it over. Boreal set it up here for the spike. Another good dig there by Bałachowski, and Mohawk with the big spike there.
Wow, Kinsley Child with a beautiful smash there. That was good to see.
Yeah, Kinsley Child, she's definitely been one of their top hitters there.
Yeah, for sure. 1.45 kills per set average on the year so far.
Yep. Bałachowski again with the serve. Back here from Boreal.
Great dig there, Jess Namarmo.
The tip over there. Boreal getting it back out again here for another setup. But unfortunately, that spiked right into the middle of the net there. And that'll put the score up to 8-3 for your Mohawk Mountaineers. As Kirsten Bałachowski sets up for the serve on the back line again here. Up and over.
Beautiful float serve there.
As Boreal trying to keep it in. They do get it over there. but they're going to say
outside the antenna there for sure.
And with that fault, it's going to be Mohawk up 9-3. Wylachowski again with another serve here. Great placement on that one, but it's just going to be out of bounds there. So that'll put the serve back over to Boreal's side. 9-4 here. Number 15, Emily Goulet, setting up now. She gets it over. Great dig out there from Wylachowski. Little action at the net right there, and they're going to say it was Boreal's point.
Net violation there, yeah. Boreal's point, Emily Goulet back for the serve. Second consecutive serve.
So 9-5 here still for your Mohawk Mountaineers. Goulet up with the serve. She gets it over. Great overhead pass there into the spike. Nice play there, Kuiper with a big play.
And Nick, that was the duo we were talking about earlier. That is the one that Boreal really needs to look out for if they're going to have any chance to beat Mohawk today.
Kuiper now setting up for the serve as well. Up and over. Just gets it over there. Boreal with the return. And we're going to get Mohawk with the point there as it was out of bounds there on Boreal. That'll put it at 11-5 here. With Amanda Kuiper now here with the serve again, up and over. Good placement there, and with the ace, Amanda Kuiper. A couple of aces here early on for your Mohawk Mountaineers. So we have a substitution there, but Kuiper up again with the serve. A dig out there from Boreal as they get it up here.
Emily Goulet with the back row, trying to get it into deep into Mohawk.
Big one there from Kinsley Child again. As you touched upon, Josh, he seems to have some power coming from that position right there.
Yeah, for sure. Kinsley Child's definitely a good asset, and it just shows the depth of the bench for Mohawk here.
Kuiper up again with the serve. Dig out from Goulet on the back. Boreal gets it over as Saf, digs it out there. Kuiper, unfortunately, they're going to call the net violation on Mohawk. It'll be point Boreal. And that puts the score at 13-6. Serves up. Mohawk digs it out there. Kuiper gets it over, and it's going to be out of bounds as Yvonne Mann went for a big kill there, but unfortunately could not keep it in. Boreal with the serve back over here. Wylachowski gets it. Kuiper puts it up. And Prezerwa could not keep it in there, but that was a pretty solid play, though. Mohawk definitely coming out pretty strong here with their returns. But as Boreal sets it up here for the serve, it's a 13-8 lead for Mohawk. Little tip over there by Prezerwa, little nifty. But Boreal caught that as they get it back. Mann digs it out there, gets it to Kuiper. Kuiper up. Over with Kinsley Child, but she couldn't finish there. Great play, but unfortunately she was just a little low on that spike. So it'll be Boreal point, 13-9 lead here for your Mohawk Mountaineers as we get a timeout.
So Nick, if you were matching R right now, what are you telling the Mountaineers to get them through this first set?
Well, they've definitely been up and down a little bit. They've seemed to take control of the play pretty consistently for a few points there. Wylachowski was very strong with a few serves there. So what I would say is just try to keep it consistent. You know, they're bouncing around a little bit. Boreal's obviously, you know, trying to keep it close here. You know, the lead slipped a little bit there. It was almost doubled up for Mohawk, but now we're bringing it back. It's only a 4-point lead. So what I would say if I was Matthew Schnarr over there in the huddle, I'd be saying, make sure you guys keep playing consistently, get those spikes down, your returns are there, just got to make sure they're in bounds.
Yeah, I totally agree, Nick, and eliminating unforced errors is what is very key in volleyball. Eliminating those missed serves and those trying to do too much sets is what's going to be the difference maker between Mohawk and Boreal today.
You definitely touched upon a point there. They did have a couple of faults there at the net, so if they could be a little more careful there, obviously, that will, of course, lead to some more success. But you touched upon that. We're going to be coming back here with Boreal, number 12, Brianne Chouinard with the with the serve up. A dig out there. A little tip over by Kinsley Child. Not only does she have the power, she has the niftiness. Boreal does save that, gets it back over, though. Kuiper up again as Pizarro puts away that spike. That was a big one there as Mohawk comes out of the huddle very strong. And we'll have a 14-9 lead here as we get Kinsley Child setting up for the serve. Serve is up from Child.
Beautiful float / jump serve there from Kinsley Child.
Spike there, dig out from Child there. Ooh, almost. It was just on the net there as Kuiper tried to save it, but they will call the fault on that. Point over to Boreal. As we get number 9, Melanie Ledger setting up here for the serve. Unfortunately into the net there for Boreal, but fortunately for Mohawk, they'll take the point there, 15-10, and Pizarro will set up on the end line here for the serve.
Kinsley Child coming back into the game there.
Very quick break for her, and she's back in. Pizarro with the serve up. Boreal digs it out, sets up for a spike there. A bit of a miss hit on that one, and it's going to work out in Mohawk's favor there as they snag the point on that one. Pizarro back on the end line here for the serve. Up and over. Chouinard there with the dig out over to Phillips as Boreal gets it over. Child up.
Great pass there.
Boom! That was a big one. It was out of bounds, but Mohawk is still trying to get those big power kills in. As you saw here, Bialachowski, she can really use that 5'11" height to get up there.
Yeah, 4th-year vet, captain of this squad, Nick. For sure is going to be a leader out there for Mohawk.
Boudreau with the serve for Boreal into the net, and that will be point Mohawk.
17-11 Mountaineers here.
Man setting up for the serve here for your Mohawk Mountaineers. Up and over. The dig out from Phillips. Nice little tip there, but won't work as it's going to be the point for Mohawk. But it was a nifty play, and as it seems Boreal maybe trying to switch it up a little bit with that big front line there from Mohawk. Definitely stopping a lot of their power plays. But man up again. Dig out there. Boreal gets it over, a bit of a deflection on that block. Back over to Kuiper. Big block there from Boreal as they save it there and they set up for their own hit there, but nice little save there from Mann as we unfortunately couldn't get up over there from Jess Namarmo, so it would be point Boreal. But that was a pretty good rally we had there, actually. Quite a few hits back and forth, Josh. I'd say that was probably one of the bigger rallies we've had so far. Yeah,
for sure, Nick. A lot of unforced errors here and a little bit of mistakes. Happens early on in first sets, but as the Mountaineers and everyone settles in, get some more excitement.
I was sorry to interrupt there, Josh. Almost a couple of good digs there from Asaf and Kuiper, but unfortunately Mohawk couldn't save it as we have. We have number 4 here, Haley Verville, setting it up for the serve for Boreal. She gets it up and over. A bit of a powerful serve there, actually.
Man to Kuiper there, perfect.
They definitely they're in each other's heads, it seems. Good dig out there from Mohawk, back over to Kuiper. A little flip over. A great dig out there from Boreal. As we're going to get a fault at the net here on Boreal, it will be point Mohawk. But I just want to highlight, that was a great dig from Boudreau there.
Jessna Marmo sets up for the serve here. Beautiful jump serve there from Marmo.
Chouinard kicks it back at the end line there. A setup for that big serve, but big block there. But couldn't keep that block in as it will be point Mohawk.
Big swing there from Bialachowski there, Nick.
Yeah, she gets up there. But good play from Mohawk so far here as we have Jessna Marmo setting up again here for the serve.
Jessna Marmo, the Cambridge native.
Return there. Kuiper getting up for another little tip as Mohawk sets it up here again. Couldn't get in position in time as they just get it over. But for Mohawk there, Boreal couldn't set up themselves as unfortunately Brianne Chouinard couldn't get it over there. It'll be point Mohawk. Marmo setting up again here for the serve. 21-13 here, Mohawk, as they're coming up on the first point here in the match. Over it goes. Dig out from Boreal. They get it over. Man with a nice dig herself. Child with a great hit there, but on that back line, Boudreau with a good dig for Boreal as they get it in there. It's going to be point Boreal.
Yeah, huge kill there from Emily Goulet. averages around 1.38 kills per set this year so far.
So Stephanie Sicard here with the serve in for Boreal. Child on the back line, took the return, got the set up there, got it over. Boreal easily handled that one as they get it back, and it's going to be out of bounds there, point Mohawk.
Quick substitution here.
As we've got a couple of substitutions here, we'll see Natalie Prezerwa in for Asaf. And we'll see Rebecca Powell in for the first time, as she will be replacing Kristen Bialachowski. And we have Powell on the end line here for the serve as well. And that's 22-14 for your Mountaineers. She gets it over. Miss hit from Boreal, but they do manage to recover and get it over. Set up here. Prezerwa with a big spike down there. Big point for Mohawk.
Beautiful setup there by Man.
Yes, Prezerwa, she's definitely one of their stronger hitters as well, too. Not on the level of Bialachowski or Man, but very strong for Mohawk.
Yeah, her average is a little bit lower, but she did come into this one with 13 kills on the year.
Great dig from Man as they set up Kuiper over to Child. Big block there, but they're going to call the point for Boreal, as it looked like it was a net violation there on Mohawk. So that'll put the score at 23-15, as you'll see Emily Goulet setting up for the serve here for Boreal. She gets it up and over. Dig out there by Asaf. Man over to Prezerwa. Another dig out on the other end for Boreal as they get it up. Little nifty play at the net there for Prezerwa. But Boreal with a spike there as Asaf couldn't handle that on the back line. So now 23-16 for Boreal as Mohawk trying to finish it out here, finding these last couple of points a little tougher. But Emily Goulet with the serve here. Up and over for Boreal. Dig out there for Asaf. Kuiper with the hit. They're going to call a net violation there, so we'll see. Point over for Mohawk. And Kuiper will set it up here for the serve. As Mohawk here 24-16, 1 point away from that first point. Dig out there from Goulet though. Goulet gets it back here, and it's going to be out of bounds.
And your Mountaineers will take the first set, 25-16. Great effort there by the Mountaineers.
Yes, that was definitely a good first game there. You'll notice Bialachowski, she's definitely putting on a performance again, it seems. And of course, Yvonne Mann's another strong one there, and Amanda Kuiper. That front line is super strong. They use their height to their advantage here for Mohawk.
Yeah, the veteran presence there for Mohawk definitely helps them and is critical for their success there as they dominated Boreal in the first set there.
So we're going to be joined though by Ryla Weir very shortly here, as we'll get a little bit more insights into the game. Sorry about that, guys. We're just having a little bit of technical difficulties there as we figure things out. But we'll definitely highlight a couple of key things here. Obviously, yesterday's game, Josh mentioned there was some big play from Bialachowski. And
yeah,
then,
as well as that Man-Kuiper duo was going really well. We're going to be looking at some highlight packs here in just a moment. But let's talk about that Man-Kuiper duo here in the first set. See if we can get a few highlights of that.
So you'll see there, that was one of the key aces from the Mohawk Mountaineers as they started. Another ace right there as well too from Amanda Kuiper. Some strong serving from Mohawk. They definitely made the returns a little difficult there as you see Kuiper with a big kill there.
But there's that setup again, Nick. Not only is Man setting up people, but so is Kuiper. It's what's critical for the Mohawk success here.
Yeah, you saw in that last one, Kuiper to Prezerwa actually. So you know, she has the hops herself to get up there, but she has the touch as well on those sets. So.
Yeah, it really just shows you the depth of the Mohawk bench here, and that maybe not all their starters are playing today, but that doesn't matter. We're still going to take it to Boreal as hard as we can.
Well, yeah, you mentioned Bialachowski, 5'11", Man, 5'7", Kuiper, 5'7". Like, there's a lot of height there, and if you look at the front line for Boreal, I think that's where they're seeing a lot of the struggles. Some of their key players, they have a couple like Emily Goulet, who might be, I think, their tallest at 5'8", actually, who along with Emily Roy, we haven't seen yet. But a lot of their other players will notice Brianne Chouinard. She's, a bit of a spark plug for them, but, 5'5", unfortunately, when she gets up to that front line, it's, not a match there for those Mohawk Mountaineers.
Yeah, definitely when the double block goes up front of the Mountaineers, just too much for Boreal to handle right now. They're going to have to find a way to get over that block or position the ball down the line and confuse the Mountaineers' defense.
But we'll just be getting back into action here in just a few moments as the players come out of the huddle. Mohawk again takes that first set 25-16 and that first game there. Boreal coming back on the floor here.
As we pick it up in the second set for sure. Referee's just checking the positioning here, making sure everything's okay. Mountaineers seem okay. He's just checking Boreal now.
So for the Mountaineers, you'll see Man, Asaf, and Child on the back. And then you'll see Kuiper, Marmo, and it looks like Bialachowski to start for your Mountaineers here. And on the back, we have Man setting up for the serve. Back in here to the second game. Serve up and over. Dig out there from Phillips. Over as Boreal. Sicard got it, but we had our own dig out there and save. Mohawk here.
Kuiper to Man to Balachowski. That's what you want to see, Nick. Your veterans really leading the way for the rookies out there.
Great defense, though, from Phillips on the back end there for Boreal. As you'll see here, another one, Boudreau. Good dig out there. Goulet with that spike, though. Dig out on our own side here.
Man,
big play for Marmo. There you go. That was a good rally to start out here. That, I think, might have been another big rally, and that was the first point here as we get 14.
Yeah, Jessna Marmo, definitely not the biggest hitter, Nick, but right there she showed that she can do more than just the back row.
Man with the serve up and over. Over to Goulet with a big power play there, but couldn't keep it in as it's going to be Mohawk point there as they jump out to a quick 2-0 lead here. And again, you'll see Man with the serve. Mohawk tries to take it out there, but unfortunately, a bit of a miss hit as it will be point over to Boreal. As the Boreal coach on the court here trying to get some key strategy to their players. We'll see Haley Verville setting up for serve here. And a 2-1 lead for Mohawk now. Verville with the nice jump serve there. Dig out from Asaf. But Bialachowski, big play there, but unfortunately couldn't keep it in. We touched upon those misplays a little bit here, I think, for Mohawk. If they can just tighten up a little bit on those hits, they'll really run away with this match.
Yeah, as well, we also talked about a bit of serve, but this jump serve here, as you see from Verville, it can be hit or miss, Nick. Yeah. It's very hit or miss, like I said. It's either going to work or it's not, but it seems to be working out for Verville here as Boreal takes a 3-2 lead and leads for the first time.
Yep, Verville with the serve again here. Big one up, Asaf digs it out. Man sets it up. Kuiper with a big spike, but another dig out there from Goulet as she gets it back herself. Asaf digs it out there. Up to Kuiper. Boreal gets it on the back line. Phillips setting it up. Goulet gets it over here. Asaf busy on that back line, but boom, as we get a big hit there by Lachowski. Starting strong here with that big power kill.
Yeah, yesterday, Nick, we also looked at not only the duo between Man and Kuiper, but the duo between Man and Balachowski. It's very lethal, that front line.
Marmo with the serve. Great dig out from Phillips for Boreal. And they're going to say that was a lift there. Oh, actually a double hit, so it will be point over to Mohawk. As we get Marmo again, setting up here for serve. Using a little bit of her own jump serve there. Phillips with another dig out for Boreal. As Verville gets it over there, you'll see Sicard. But on the other side here, Kuiper tried the big spike there, but unfortunately couldn't get over to the net, and it will be Boreal point. As we get a substitution here, we'll see Phillips sit down for Boreal, and now Melanie Ledger will come on. As Stephanie Sicard sets it up here for serve, we have a 4-4 tie here. Sicard gets it over, dig out there from Bialachowski. Over to Child, big power hit, but again, couldn't get over the net. Mohawk, they definitely have the power. They just gotta tighten up again on those kills, and they'll see this lead grow. But right now, they're actually down 5-4 here, Boreal. Sicard again sets up for serve. Child gets it out. And this time you'll see a successful hit there by Bialachowski. That was a big one as she gets it into the right side this time. And Mohawk will tie this one up now, 5-5. And Bialachowski will take it for serve here. And as she sets up for serve, she gets it over. Mohawk now here. Good dig out there. Pizarro saves it. As Marmo gets it back over here. Another dig from Boudreau. Sets it up here. Goulet gets it over. Dig there from Bielachowski. Child saves it there. She couldn't get the spike up. See Ledger set it up for number 17 there, Susie. But Mohawk with another save as we get a great rally here. You'll get Pizarro with the big kill there, actually. So good point for Mohawk there as they take the lead now, 6-5. As you'll hear there.
Pursuer doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, but taking advantage of the playing time here, getting those extra kills in, and definitely helping Mohawk to take a 6-5 lead here.
As we got Goulet getting it over there. Pizarro with another big hit, but a great dig out there from Boudreau. But unfortunately, won't be enough there as Mohawk will get that point, and Bielachowski will be setting up again here for the serve. Another good run here for Bielachowski. She was part of the big run actually in the first game as well for Mohawk that helped stretch that lead. We'll see if she can keep it up here. 7-5 for the Mountaineers. And a bit of a lucky one there.
Right off the tape. That's textbook volleyball serve there, Nick. That's what you want.
It's true, you know, if this was tennis though, you'd see them maybe apologizing, right? But volleyball, maybe a little more cutthroat on those lucky plays. But Bielachowski up and over again. Good dig out from Phillips on the back, but unfortunately, they couldn't corral it there. That'll be one too many hits. Point over to Mohawk. So with that extra, obviously 4 hits there. For those audience members, viewers that want a little background, obviously 3 is the limit.
A little bit of a substitution there for Boreal. Brienne coming into the game for Susie there.
Yep, as actually you'll see Schwinard with the dig there. Goulet with a big hit there, but Asaf with the dig for Mohawk. Gets over to Kuiper with a big play, but another good dig out there for Boreal. Mohawk sets it up here again. Pizarro with another one. Oh, that back line of Boreal's busy, as unfortunately Boudreau couldn't get that one though. So it'll be point over to Mohawk, but she was busy on that one. Bielachowski still has the serve here, as we've now stretched this lead 10-5 for the Mountaineers. And there you go, Bielachowski, unfortunately. The run had to end eventually there, as we'll see the point over to Boreal. And Emily Goulet setting up now here for Boreal. See if they can bounce back here from that string of key points for Mohawk. Serves up and over. Asaf digs it out. Sets it up for Pizarro, who's been a beast in the middle right now. Lots of power plays. Another kill there for Pizarro. And Mohawk gets it right back here, as we'll see Kuiper set up for the serve. And a substitution here for Boreal, as we'll see Boudreau come out. And we'll see number 3 coming in here. But as we set it up here, Kuiper with the serve over, and that's going to be an ace there. As unfortunately, Schwinard could not get that dig out for Boreal. Kuiper setting up again here for another serve. 12-6 for your Mountaineers. Big serve up. Phillips tries to dig it out there. She does. Verval gets it over to Goulet. As Kuiper sets it up here for Child, and she gets the kill down there, as unfortunately the 2 Boreal players couldn't block that one. Mohawk with a big kill there here, as we'll see Kuiper setting up again for serve. Phillips tries to dig it out here. A little bit of a lucky deflection there as Boreal is able to get it over. But Pizarro with another big kill. Booyakasha, she is killing it right now in that middle. And as you touched upon, getting a little more playing time here, it seems, as well, Josh, as they're starting to run away in this second game here. But Kuiper up again, and you'll see another ace there for your Mountaineers, as Goulet couldn't dig that one out. And we're going to see a timeout here, actually, now, as Mohawk stretches that lead 15-6.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, Nick, with Pizarro playing a little more playing time, Mohawks maybe resting some of their starters here. As we take a look at the West Division, Boreal 0-6 on the year. Your Mountaineers being 3-2, sitting comfortably in the middle of the pack there with a very tight West Division for sure.
Yeah, you definitely can tell Boreal up against a tough battle here. But you know, Christiane Boudreau, she is a strong player. You notice there on the back line, she had some great digs. And, you know, another key one as well, too, Emily Goulet, number 16, she's actually had, or sorry, number 15, she's had a couple kills, but, you know, it's definitely rough going here so far as Mohawk seems to have turned it on again. It was Bialachowski. She had that key run there from serve, and now you'll see Kuiper keeping it going as well, too.
Yeah, back to Emily Goulet there for a second, coming in with 22 kills on the year and a 0.11 hitting percentage on the year as well. Total attacks being 89 on the year, Nick. So definitely getting her chances and trying to capitalize as much as she can. Just not working out for her so far in this set.
But as we set it back up here, Kuiper with the serve, up and over, and a big ace there coming out of the huddle there. You know the Boreal coach won't be too happy with that one as Goulet wasn't able to get the dig down there. And big service ace by Kuiper as she sets up here again. And that'll stretch the lead down to double digits here. 16-6 for your Mountaineers, and another one. She seems to be targeting Goulet there. As Goulet, another one, couldn't unfortunately dig that out, and gonna get another ace here for Kuiper. So Mohawk up and over again. Kuiper trying to get it to Goulet, but for Goulet's sake there, she had a bit of help there from Chouinard, and we're gonna see the point there for Boreal. And as we see here now, Chouinard also setting up for the serve for Boreal.
Wow, big swing on that serve, Nick.
Asaf digs it out here as Kuiper sets up Pizarro, but good dig out there from number 13, Sicard for Boreal. But Mohawk gets it back here now as Childs sets up for the big one there, but we're getting a little bit of a good rally here now. But they'll get that one in there for Boreal. Good rally, but that will be Boreal's point. As we get the serve back here now for Chouinard, we'll see a quick substitution as Courtney Phillips comes back in here for Emily Goulet. And it's now a 17-8 lead for the Mohawk Mountaineers. With the serve up there, Asaf digs it out on the back. Kuiper gets the setup. Man with the spike, but some good digs there. Phillips, she's a big one on the back line there for Boreal. But Child does not matter. She takes that setup and puts it down with a kill there.
Yeah, Kuiper going to man there, not working out on the first try. Tries it on the other side. No problem for Kinsley Child there. She puts it away.
And we'll see another timeout here with an 18-8 lead for your Mohawk Mountaineers.
Well, Nick, you see here, Mountaineers are up 10 points here. What would you be telling your team if you're Mark Savage for Boreal?
Well, what I would be saying right now is we need more points. This one's starting to get a little bit away from them. And, you know, it's going to be a tough matchup, as you mentioned, up front. Unfortunately, they are outmatched with the height. Mohawk definitely gets a lot of their blocks and a lot of their spikes down. But what I will say, though, is there's a lot of perseverance, particularly Courtney Phillips. I'd like to highlight her, number 10 for Boreal. She's done a great job digging out a lot of Mohawk serves there on that back line. Because Mohawk, they have that power, as you'll notice. Kuiper, you know, Bialachowski, they really know how to get those jump serves working for them. So I'd really like to see, hopefully, some more digs for Boreal, and maybe they can swing it back here with a little more momentum on their side. But as we bring it back in, you'll see Kinsley Child on the end line here, number 7 for your Mountaineers. 18-8 lead still here. And the serve is up. Dig out there from big one up there. Marma getting some time on the floor, but that was a
Courtney
good dig.
Phillips again, Nick. Just like you just said, highlighting that.
But
she's getting some brilliant digs.
Unfortunately, nifty play there. Fortunately for Mohawk, though, Pizarro with another big point there. A nice tip in there where there was no Boreal players. As Kinsley Child sets up again here for the serve. Mohawk now 19-8. Big jump serve again, but just like to highlight something Josh covered there earlier, that jump serve is hit or miss sometimes, and that one was a little off there as it went into the middle of the net. We'll see point over to Boreal, and we'll see Melanie Leisure with her first serve of the day here. Dig by Marmo. Kuiper setting up man, but unfortunately, we will see a violation there, and it will be point for Mohawk. So Mohawk now at 20. Rebecca Powell, though, coming in here, and she'll be replacing Pizarro. And she'll be getting the serve right away on the back line as well, too. Here, number 3, Rebecca Powell for your Mountaineers. And it's a 29 lead here for those Mountaineers. Powell with the serve up. Dig out from Boreal as she gets it over to Sicard, sorry. But it's going to be point Mohawk, as Sicard couldn't keep that kill in.
Yeah, the big thing too, Nick, with going up for those big kills is you want to get the snap of the wrist straight down so you get it inside that back line there. Just when you don't snap your wrist and you don't get that action, it does tend to float longer and not as powerful.
And you just touched upon there with that wrist action, as you'll notice that serve from Rebecca Powell was a little off there. She unfortunately just couldn't get the form right there on that one. So it'll be point Boreal. Boreal with the serve up. Dig out there from Bialakowski. Marma with a big serve there. But Chenard dig it out there for Boreal, but unfortunately they couldn't get it over.
So see Courtney Phillips coming back into the game for Melanie Ledger.
Yeah, I think Boreal coach really knows he needs her up the middle there to get a lot of those digs out. But we'll see it here. Yvonne Mann for the Mountaineers gets the serve up. Phillips with some strong return there. As Sicard couldn't get it past the Mohawk Mountaineers there. A couple big blocks and Bialakowski getting up on her horse there for that one. That was a big, big, big spike there.
Blasting that.
And we'll see a couple substitutions here. Bouldreau coming back in here, and we'll also see Audrey-Anne Soucy. And coming out will be Chouinard and LaFleur Brunette for Boreal. But as we see Mann here setting up for the serve on the Mountaineer side, 23-10 lead here. Phillips digs it out here. Verville sets it up over to Goulette, but a great dig from Asaf as she gets that one up here. And Marma with a big one, but another good dig out as we have a great rally here. Goulette gets it over. Block there from Bialakowski, sorry, and they're going to let Kuiper say that she was allowed that second hit. But doesn't matter there, as we'll see Boreal snag that one. Actually, no, sorry, it's going to be Mohawk's point there.
Yvonne Mann serving for the match here.
Yes, 24-10 here. Tries to place it, but unfortunately will be out of bounds on that one. Point over to Boreal. But when you're up 24-10, you can afford to place your serves a little more there. And that'll make it now 24-11 for the Mountaineers as we get Haley Verville setting up here for Boreal. Big jump serve up and over. Nice dig out from Powell. Good one from Goulette. Unfortunately, a little bit of miscommunication there. And there you have it. The Mountaineers snagging that second game here big, 25-11. So when we come back here, the Mountaineers are going to have a chance to take this one in straight sets, but now we're going to hit it over to Ryla Weir for some more inside information. Take it away, Ryla.
Before the game, I was able to talk to the coaches, Matt Schnarr from Mohawk College and Mark Savage from Boreal. Both were saying that they feel more than confident about their girls going into this game, but Mohawk has definitely been dominating over Boreal throughout the first two sets. We'll have to see what else the game holds for us, but so far it's looking like Mohawk's going to be taking the win today.
Well, thank you very much, Ryla, for those insights. And we just want to highlight Amanda Kuiper, number 15 here for your Mountaineers. We got some highlights here. She's been killing in this game. As you'll see, big power kill there. Another one that Josh highlighted as well, too. Had a great game yesterday as well.
Yeah, for sure. Amanda Kuiper there. As we see the duo from Mann to Kuiper right there that we keep talking about. It seems to be a broken record for us here at the desk. But for sure, we have to highlight it. Not just her offense, or not just her smashes, but her serves as well. Amanda Kuiper, just an all-around player. You would not know that she is a first-year player by watching her play this year.
Yeah, that was a big point. 25-11, Mohawk took that one. And I just like to highlight, it was actually very close. Boreal had the lead there at 1.54 before. We had Bialakowski on her serve take several points there. And as we highlighted there with Amanda Kuiper, she hopped on as well and really took that game away. As they jumped out now to the 2-0 lead here. We'll be going into this third set, and we may see a straight sets win here for your Mohawk Mountaineers. As we see the Boreal coach definitely trying to get his team riled up here.
Yeah,
hopefully they can make a comeback.
For sure.
And we'll see Kristen Bialakowski there. Some laughs. I think the Mohawk team can afford some laughs here. A big point there, but again, you don't want to get too ahead of yourselves here. We still got another one here to take that straight sets. But this would be a big one, though, for the Mountaineers. If they can take this one, that'll put them at 4-2 with their next match coming up against Redeemer College as well.
As we get set here to take on the third set. Referee just checking positioning.
So for your Mountaineers, you'll see Mann, Marmo, Bialachowski, Kuiper, and then you'll see Asaf. And then on the back, you'll also see Sarah Bate. She hasn't seen too much time in this game, but again, Mohawk up 2-0 here. They're definitely going to try and rotate some of their other players, some of their bench players, and get everyone involved here. But we'll see Boudreau with the serve up here for Boreal as we get this third set underway. Bialachowski right off the get-go, but a good dig out from Boreal there as they get it back over. Kuiper setting up Marmo. Another good dig out. Boreal playing some good defense here. Asaf gets it to Kuiper. Bialachowski, unfortunately, you give her too many opportunities. You're not going to dig that one out. Boudreau, good effort there, but Bialachowski just too powerful on that one.
Yeah, definitely got the better of her there. Seems Kuiper's going more into a setter role early on into this set.
As we get the serve up here from Mann. Boreal with the dig out. Goulet with the power play, but Bialachowski and Kuiper said no there as Asaf digs this one out. Mann sets it up for Marmo. Good block there from Boreal, though, as it's going to be Kuiper there up against a couple of Boreal players, and she gets the better of them there with a nice little tip.
Nick, what we call that ball up there is what we call a party ball. It's where it goes straight up, and it's anybody's ball, and first one gets it, first one gets the point.
Yeah, those 50-50 plays there are key, I think, to successful games as we see a 2-0 lead here. Mann setting up for the serve.
Long serve there, puts it deep in.
Chouinard gets it out there, though, as Goulet gets it back over for Boreal. We see another setup for Bialachowski, and there you have it. Another big kill there. And that's going to be 3-0 here as Mohawk jumps out to a quick lead. And we see Mann setting up again here for the serve. Bialachowski's just going off here. As we get another dig out there for Chouinard. Gets it over to Sicard, but unfortunately Sicard can't keep that one in, so it's going to be Mohawk point again.
Timeout Boreal called here.
He doesn't want to see this one get away too quick, as it is the third set, so 4-0 lead here for the Mountaineers. We'll see that timeout, first one of this set for Boreal. And as we focus in here on the Boreal huddle, you'll see the Boreal coach, Mark Savage, trying to get his team riled up there. Quick timeout on that one. As we highlight Bialachowski again, just a big player here for your Mohawk Mountaineers. I can only say so many times, using that 5'11" height, really getting up that ladder.
As well, not just Bialachowski, it's also the depth of the Mohawk bench as well, Nick. Not only do we have other players that we can bring in that will bring the hammer and will bring the heat for Mohawk.
It's true. Justin Marmo, another key player here that has seen a lot of time off the bench, but we see the serve up here from Mann, and another ace for your Mountaineers. Unfortunately for Boreal, Boudreau or Chouinard couldn't dig that one out. And it's been a hot start here.
Melanie Ledger comes back into the game there. Quick substitution by Boreal.
Yvonne Mann with another serve up here.
Sixth consecutive serve by Mann.
Boudreau gets it out. Boreal up and over as Bialachowski saves it there. A setup for Kuiper. And they're going to say that Kuiper gets the point there on the...
Mann to Kuiper again, Nick. That dynamic duo, brilliant for Mohawk and key to their success.
It's almost like they can read each other's minds with how their ability to work together so successfully on every play. But
Totally
Mann
agree.
here with another serve up just over the net. A dig out there by Melanie Leisure for Boreal as Goulet with a big hit, but unfortunately, oh no, she does get that one in there. It will be point Boreal.
Yeah, it did touch a Mohawk player as it went out there.
So they'll break the streak here for Mohawk as it's now 6-1 Boreal. We'll see Haley Verville setting up for the for the serve here for Boreal. Big jump serve up and over, and unfortunately we couldn't dig that one out as Sarah Bate missed that. It will be point for Boreal, 6-2 here. And Verville setting up again for the serve. Asaf gets that out. His man sets it up here for Jess Marmo. And Jess Marmo with a nice play on that one as Chouinard couldn't dig that one out for Boreal. We'll see it 7-2 here for the Mountaineers.
A little bit of a lucky play there, Nick, just off the tape and rolls down the line. Kind of what you want to aim for when you are a hitter like Jess Marmo. That was a perfect play and got a lucky bounce off that tape.
Substitution here as we see Courtney Phillips in for Sosi as Marmo gets the serve up there, and an ace for the Mountaineers. Bit of miscommunication going on there on the Boreal side, as it seems the back line just aren't sure who's going to dig that one out. But it's now an 8-2 lead here for your Mountaineers as Jess Marmo sets up for the serve again. Big jump serve there. Chouinard digs it out, but unfortunately couldn't get it to a Boreal player, and we'll see another point here. Mohawk coming out hot on the serve. 9-2 now. We've only had 2 players serving so far.
It's really common, Nick, where you see, well, it's not really common, but it's really interesting to see that when those missed serves really do get in, that's what happens.
You know, we touched upon it early on. It's been a tough year so far for Boreal. They are winless, and it's looking like that may continue as Mohawk has jumped out to a 10-2 lead here in this third set. But Marmo with the serve there. Nice dig out from Goulette. She tries to get it for Sicard, but Sicard won't be able to get that one in as it's going to be out on Boreal. Another point for your Mountaineers. And we'll see Jess Marmo with another serve here. Let's see if she can tie the streak that was set a little earlier in this set with 6 straight points for Mohawk, and she well with her 6th straight point there. Jess Marmo, Mohawk a 12-2 lead now.
We've had 2 Mountaineers servers, 6 consecutive serves, Nick. Unbelievable. Great start for the Mountaineers here.
Yeah, definitely not what you wanted to see from the Boreal side, but hey, the Mountaineers coming out hot. Little nifty play there from Phillips, though. Good save from Mann as Kuiper sets it up here. Sarah Bate gets it over, and unfortunately couldn't get Boudreau with the dig there. It would be point Mohawk. They're coming out hot in this one again.
Sarah Bate, more depth from the Mountaineers, a big hitter. 1.23 kills per set average there, Nick. 16 kills coming into this one. Big hitter for the Mountaineers. 54 total attacks for sure. Just shows you that depth of the Mohawk bench.
13-2 lead, 11-point lead here, and they're coming off another big point last game, 25-11. You know, it was a little more dicey in that first game, obviously 25-16, but they've really turned it on here. It's almost like the first one was a bit of a warm-up as they've really turned it on here in that second one, and now in this third set here, 13-2. It's not looking good for Boreal as Mohawk really punching it in here.
Yeah, Mark Savage is definitely going to have to rally the troops here if he's going to have any chance of beating the Mountaineers in this third and final set, Nick.
Now you can see, obviously, talking a lot of strategy there. I think he's really trying to get the communication better amongst his back line there, as it's been a little lagging, I think, on a lot of those Mountaineer serves. So you'll see that front line there of Bialakowski, Kuiper, and of course Sarah Bate now. Big front line today for the Mountaineers. And we'll see Jess Marmo with another serve here. And Marmo up and over, nice jump serve. Roulette digs it out. Verval up for Sicard as Asaf tries to dig it out, and a great save there from Kuiper as Phillips gets it over here. Asaf looking to set it up again here, man, getting it up. Sarah Bate gets it over here as Boreal gets it up here. Sicard, but unfortunately Sicard, lots of power there, lots of height, but she's had some struggles keeping it in there, as it will be Mohawk Mountaineers point again. 14-2 now. Jess Marmo on fire here on the serves. Of course, some great team play too to keep her there. But a nice strong serve there. Goulette wanted to set up but couldn't. Tips it over though as Kuiper gets this to Bialachowski. Big play there, and unfortunately Goulette did save that one with the block, but it landed there. Bialachowski with another strong play.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there, Nick, from Boreal. Gonna have to tighten that up if they want to get any chance of coming back in this one.
9 straight serves now for Marmo. As Verval sets it up here for Sicard, see if she can get it in. She does, but good save from Kuiper. Man gets it up here now. Sarah Bate gets it over.
Wow,
nice little flat-footed smoke there from Sarah Bate as Asaf gets a nice save there again. Back over to Sarah Bate, but unfortunately she can't get the tip in there. And it will be point Boreal, and they haven't had too many. That's the third one for them this game. And we'll see here now. Stephanie Sicard, 13 for Boreal, setting up here for serve. Good dig from Asaf. and gets it to Bialachowski. Miss hit on that one, but doesn't matter. When you're good, you're good. As the Boreal players miss that dig, it's going to be point for Mohawk.
So we see Pursua back in the game.
And now Bialachowski going to be serving here for your Mountaineers. Big serve here. As Boudreau got that to Sicard with a big hit.
But looks like she reached over the net there, yes. Nick. Bit of a violation there by Boreal. Mohawk takes a 17-3 lead.
Yeah, touching upon those little mistakes from Sicard there on her play. Unfortunately, she's got the power, but just can't keep the ball in or her arm in there. But we'll see another ace from Bialachowski. Mohawk taking a big lead here. It's now 18-3 here for your Mountaineers as Bialachowski sets up again for serve.
Only 3 servers for the Mountaineers so far, Nick. 3. Very consistent serving from the Mountaineers here in this one.
Verville sets up Melanie Ledger there, but unfortunately Ledger couldn't keep it in. So it will be Mohawk point again. We'll now see Isla Cameron coming in here for Yvonne Mann for the Mountaineers. It'll be the first time we see Isla Cameron today, number 11. Serve here from Bialachowski though. Dig out from Sicard. Marma up. Kuiper over to Sarah Bate. Big hit there from Sarah Bate, and that's what you call a good spike and a good kill right there. As Mohawk gets into the 20s now, 22-3. Big lead here. Bialachowski setting up for serve again. Good dig from Boreal. Sicard sets it up. Unfortunately though, Melanie Ledger couldn't finish that one. Good block there from Kuiper on the Mohawk side. And we'll now see another substitution on the Boreal side, as we'll see Lafleur Brunette in for Christine Boudreau. And Bialachowski just waiting to get this next point in. And here she is with the serve. Good dig there, good save by Verville. As we get a dig here from Bialachowski. Pizarro with another big hit there. She's been big up the middle for the Mountaineers as she's back in. 22-3 lead here now as Bialachowski going to be setting up for serve again. Coming down to crunch time here, 22-3. Big serve over. Sicard tries to save it. Ledger does. Back over to Sicard, who just gets it over, but Kuiper was ready for that one as Marma sets up Sarah Bate there. Good dig out on the back line. Verville getting it over to Goulette, but Goulette could not handle that one, and that was a big miss there, out of bounds, as we'll see it now, 23-3. Mohawk Mountaineers point there. Bialachowski setting up again here for serve, and as Josh covered, she is only the 3rd Mountaineer to serve here in this set. But Ledger digs it out, but unfortunately Verville could not set that one up there. I wouldn't be surprised if she was a little intimidated by the Mohawk front line there. Kuiper was right on her. And now we're going to have game point here. 24-3 for your Mountaineers. And Bialachowski, here she goes. As Sicard gets it up, Verville does save it there. But we're going to see Kuiper set it up here for Pazawa. A little tip, another save. But unfortunately, Mohawk couldn't dig it out there as Boreal will take that point. A little nifty tip in there. And that'll be their 4th point of this set. 24-4 now. As Emily Goulette sets it up here for serve. Good dig by Marmo. Kuiper getting it to Sarah Bate with another very powerful low hit there as Goulette gets it back now, and she's just going to get it in there as Boreal strings together a couple of points here. Goulette with a nice shot there. 24-5 here for Boreal. Or sorry, for Mohawk Mountaineers. But Boreal has the serve here. Goulette up and over. Bialachowski with the save.
Sarah Bate with those beautiful swings today, Nick. Not a lot of playing time for her, but when she gets it, does she ever take advantage?
True, Sarah Bate has almost that windmill action going. As you'll see Isla Cameron with a nice shot there, but a good dig by Boreal. Cameron setting it up here as well. Kuiper getting it over. Good dig by Sicard there from Boreal as Verville sets it up for Goulette, and Goulette couldn't get it, and you'll see the win here for your Mohawk Mountaineers, 25-5. A massive win in that last set as they take it in straight sets here over Boreal. Your Mohawk Mountaineers women now 4-2 on the year.
Yeah, just pure domination there, Nick. We're going to throw it to some highlights here after we finish here. As we see Amanda Kuiper here, massive play today.
Look at that emotion that she showed there too, and you'll see Bialachowski. Mohawk, they had a lot of smiles today because after, again, a little bit of a slow start in that first set, they really took it to Boreal.
And as we talked about earlier in the game, Nick, 3 servers for Mohawk in that last set. Unheard of and very uncommon, but great to see by the Mountaineers there. As we take a look at another serve here. Ace.
Yeah, they had a few aces today. I believe it was 6 in total. So Mohawk definitely, not only were they doing it on the front line with some key power, some key kills, they had some great serving today too. Kuiper, Bialachowski, they were really killing it on that back end.
As the rookie Bate. You never see that very often. That's very uncommon for that to happen. Sarah Bate coming off the bench in the third set and just blasting balls past people.
Definitely, Josh. But now we're going to throw it over to Ryla here. What do you got for us, Ryla?
I'm here with Amanda Kuiper. That was a great game that you played today. Do you feel like coming out of this win is going to prepare you for next week against Redeemer?
Yeah, I think so. We really worked on our systems and got technique down, and we just improved every set, so I think we'll be ready.
Perfect. And do you feel like today you guys played a better game than yesterday, or do you feel like you changed your strategy at all?
I think definitely yesterday was tougher, so today we really had to not sink down to like their level and play our game and really focus on what we needed to do.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thank you, Ryla. As we get set for the men's action now, we'll be back at around 3 o'clock for the men's game, and we'll see you then.
Yes, thank you, Josh. This has been Nick Sahami. Again, your Mohawk Mountaineers women with a big win, and when we come back, we'll see if the men can continue their domination this year in their undefeated play. 3 p.m., everyone. Hey, can you hear me now? Nothing much. Do you want me to just do talk back? Yep. So I'm going to try and move the mic closer to my mouth now. It's pretty much as close as it's going to go before I start eating it right here. How's now? So, Mohawk Mountaineers. Oh. Oh. I'll have my program on, so just let me know what you need me to do. Okay. Yep. Yep. So the Mohawk men's team have some great players. Nathan Gelduch, actually got to get the saying for that one. Nathan Geldelgudich, I think it is. But anyways, Mohawks had a crazy start to the year. They're actually undefeated, 5-0 after yesterday's game against Cambrian College, who they managed to take it to with a straight set win. They've actually only dropped 2 sets all year, one to Niagara earlier There we go. Welcome back, everyone. Mohawk Mountaineers men's team going to be playing Boreal College here. Men's team going to be taking their undefeated record here against Boreal College. They're actually 5-0 with a big win yesterday against Cambrian. Straight sets win. They've actually only dropped 2 sets all year. But as we get play going here, Boreal with a big spike there. Big block from Mohawk, but it will be Boreal point, which will put it at a 1-1 tie here early on. And we have some key players here for Mohawk, some key veterans. Trevor McLaughlin's a big 1/5 year player here for the Mountaineers. But as we get big serve here from Boreal, Mohawk setting it up. And a big play there from Eric Gerard. Nice spike there, as we'll see a quick 2-1 lead here for Mohawk as Eric Gerard sets it up here for the serve for the Mountaineers on the end line here. Gerard with a big serve there. Nice dig out by Boreal as they get it back here and over, but unfortunately out of bounds. As Mohawk jumps out to a quick lead here, as mentioned, 3-1 now. Gerard with the serve here again for the Mountaineers. Big serve there, up and over. Nice dig from Boreal as they get the spike back, but out of bounds there as Mohawk Mountaineers take another point. Gerard with a nice start here from the service game. 4-1 now here for the Mountaineers. Gerard with the serve up. Unfortunately, a bit too much power on that one, as we'll see it out of bounds there, and we Boreal ball, as it's the point there for Boreal. Here in this first set, 4-2 now, as Boreal takes it here. We'll see number 6, Christian Mayan with the serve. And it's going to be a great placement there on the serve as he gets it by Ben Tonin on the Mohawk side. Now 4-3 for Boreal, sorry, for your Mountaineers. As you'll see here, Milan with another serve for Boreal. This time, Tonin gets the dig out. And big spike there from Thomas Barr. Big point there. As we'll now see Thomas Barr get the ball here for the service game. 5-3 here for your Mountaineers. Serves up and over. Kali digs it out there for Boreal. Big spike there from Lacombe. But Mountaineers dig it out and they get it in themselves. Great play there from Nathan Del Judas. He's been a big player here, second-year player for your Mountaineers. He can really get up there and has that left-handed spike as well, too, which can confuse the opponent sometimes. But you'll see here, Thomas Barr with the serve up again. And unfortunately, another long one there for the Mountaineers off service game. That's been their only downfall here so far, as they've come out pretty hot. 6-4 lead here as Boreal takes the serve. You'll see Matthias Lacombe getting it over here for Boreal. The dig out there by Tonin. Nice little save there from Jesse Walzak. But unfortunately, Boreal's going to get that point. But that was some good play, good rally there. You see some strong play from both sides here so far. 6-5 now for the Mountaineers. Lacombe here for Boreal. Gets the serve over. Right on the wire there. And huge from Gerard. That was a big one, but good dig for Boreal as they get it back themselves here. Tonin sets it up over to Del Judas. Del Judas with a big spike there. Nathan already coming out hot for your Mountaineers. Big kill there for number 11, Nathan Del Judas, who's going to get it here for a serve as well. Some good play there from Jesse Walzak, number 16, to save the ball there on a couple of those rallies. But Del Judas gets it over. Nice dig from Boreal. Lacombe with a nice spike there, but couldn't keep it in on the end line. Going to be out of bounds. Mohawk point. Service game back to Del Judas here. And now an 8-5 lead for your Mountaineers. Del Judas gets it over. A dig out there from Adam Martelli. And Boreal trying to get up there. You'll see Kyle Eade, number 3, but unfortunately couldn't get it over the net. So you'll see the Mountaineers take the point again. And as Del Judas here, number 11. Nice little service up there. Dug out from Martelli. A nice little play there from Chatran. And we're going to get another Mountaineer point there, as unfortunately Boreal couldn't keep it in. It's almost as if the Mohawk men's team were watching the women's team. The women's in that last game there actually only had 3 players on service, but Del Judas gets it over here. Boreal digs it out. Lacombe just gets it over in time there, but a great dig from Mohawk. Del Judas with a huge spike, and unfortunately couldn't be corralled there from Boreal, as you'll see the point to the Mountaineers. When they said Nathan Del Judas had hops, they meant it. And we'll see a first time out here for the Boreal team, as we get a hot start for your Mohawk Mountaineers men's team, 11-5. They aren't nationally ranked for no reason. They have been hot this year, and it's because of hot starts like this. Great play from Nathan Del Judas, number 11 for your Mohawk Mountaineers. Not only does he have a great serve there, very nifty as he likes to place it, sometimes a little floater, sometimes he uses that jump serve very effectively. And of course, on that spike, it's almost like he can jump out of the gym. But as you'll see here, Matthew Schnarr trying to get his team to keep playing that consistent play that they've come out with. It's been a fun one, I think, to say the least, for your men's Mountaineers season start. 5-0, big win against Cambrian College there yesterday. As I touched upon at the start, they've only dropped 2 sets all year. They've really put it to teams right from the get-go, with Conestoga, their first game back in late October. 3-0 straight sets. Niagara, another big win there. St. Clair, Fanshawe, they've just been reeling them off here on that 5-0 record they've compiled so far. But coming out of the huddle here, we'll see Nathan Del Judas with the serve here for your Mohawk Mountaineers. Del Judas gets it up. Dug out there from Martelli. Nice shot from Lacombe, but good dig from the Mountaineers, as that was a great play. Good dig, good setup, and a good kill. And the service game will go back to Nathan Del Judas now. We actually see Paul Wagner, number 18, on the floor now for your Mountaineers, and a little too much power there from Del Judas, as it's going to be out of bounds, and it will be Boreal ball as they take the point on that serve. You'll see here Kyle Eade setting up for Boreal. Gets it over and gets it right on the line there. The Mohawk Mountaineers decided they thought that one was going out, but good placement from Kyle Eade, number 3 of Boreal, as they're looking to bring it back here now, down 12-7. Serve is up. Good dig out there from Gerard. Nice setup from Walzak, but unfortunately they couldn't get it there for Wagner, but still gets it over. And a big block there from your Mountaineers. But Boreal trying to get it up again. Good dig there from Del Judas. Walzak sets it up for Gerard, and Gerard couldn't keep it in on that one. But good rally there, you see, from your Boreal and Mohawk Mountaineers. Yeah, Nathan Renner, number 4 for Boreal, got up on that one, but big block there for the Mountaineers. Eade with the serve, and can't keep it in on that one. Almost took out the ref there. But now you'll see number 7, Brendan Cokeless, getting the ball here for the serve for your Mountaineers. 13-8 lead. And Cokeless up. Eade with the dig out there. Fortunately, they're just going to be able to get it over as Tonin sets it up there. Walzak, and a big play there from Paul Wagner, and he kept that one in. Big kill there. Number 18, Paul Wagner for your Mountaineers. Big shot there as we see the service game back here to Brendan Cokeless now. 14-8 for the Mountaineers. Good save there from Eade. Renner gets it over for Boreal. Tonin digs it out here. Walzak setting up here as Gerard gets up and gets that one down. Big power play. As we'll look back at that one there, that was a big play with that. Eric Gerard, he's been a key player for your Mohawk Mountaineers for a couple of years now. As we set it up here, Mohawk gets it over. Good dig from Lacombe. Getting it to Renner again, but Renner a little flat-footed on that one, unfortunately, for Boreal, that is. Fortunately for your Mountaineers. And they've jumped out here with a few quick points here now from Brendan Cokeless on serve. 16-8 for your Mountaineers in this first set. So serves over. A great dig out there from Boreal as they get it over, but this is going to be an easy one here as Walzak going to set up. And a big play from Cokeless there. Unfortunately, you give the Mountaineers that much time with that much power they have, it's going to be an easy point as they take that one there. Cokeless setting up back here for the serve again. Cokeless with the serve. Good dig from Martelli. Chartrand tries to get it over as Boreal just sneaks it over. Set up here from Walzak, and Paul Wagner couldn't put that one down, but still able to tip it where he needed to get it. And they're going to take another point there, your Mountaineers. 18-8. Big lead here in the first set. Brendan Cokeless having some success here on service game as he sets it up again. You got Tonin, Del Judas, but good dig out here on the Boreal side. Good dig back, though, from Cokeless as we set it up here, and Gerard, big one there. Gets it through the Boreal players. Boreal was there with a couple players on that block, but Gerard just flew and powered that one down. 19-8 now for the Mountaineers. Cokeless with the serve. Ooh, unfortunately, just under the wire there. Right into the net, so you'll see Boreal breaking the service game of Mohawk finally there. 19-10 here now for Boreal, as you'll see number 7, Remy Rancourt, set up for serve. Rancourt gets it over, Gerard with the dig, Walzak setting it up. A little communication mishap there, but Del Judas still gets it over as Boreal sets it up here for a big one, but big block there from Wagner as Del Judas able to save it. And they get it over here to Gerard, who's able to put it down for their own power play there. Great kill from Gerard. Good dig from Del Judas. And your Mountaineers jump out to a 29 lead here in the first set. That front line of Mohawk is just very powerful. Walzak seems to have very fine touch there on that front court. But Wagner with the serve over here. Boreal getting it back. And a good block there. Good save as they're able to get it back over. Thomas Barr there with the block. Wagner setting up here. Now gets to Walzak. Over to Gerard. Ooh, big block as they're able to stop Gerard for the first time today. But now Del Judas on the other side, and unfortunately they got the right and left side there. Del Judas with a big play, big kill. You just can't stop Mohawk sometimes. Even though they're able to recover there, they set it right back up again for another kill shot. 21-9 here as Wagner sets it up on the end. Service in. Boreal get it up here. And that was Renner there. Unfortunately, couldn't keep it in, but Nathan Renner's got some hops there. Number 4, only 6 feet. Sorry, 5'11" actually, but he can get up there for Boreal. But regardless, that one was out. 22-9 lead here as Wagner gets it in for Mohawk again. And Renner with the save there. Back over, as you can see, he flew on that one, but they're going to say that Mohawk was able to get up there on the block, and looked like, unfortunately, he couldn't actually keep it in there, Renner, so it will be point over to Mohawk. 23-9 lead here in the first set. Big start here for the Mountaineers as Wagner gets the service over. Renner digging it out. Boreal gets it to Lacombe. Good block there from Walzak, and they're going to say that, unfortunately, Christian Mayen had a little bit too much net on that play. Fault there. Mohawk with the point. And so again, this has been Nick Sahami joining you here for your first set. Wagner going to be putting it over here. Mayen with that dig, gets it back. A little bit of a trickery there, but Mohawk not fooled as Wagner saves it on that one. Mayen sets it up here. Wagner digs it out. Walzak setting up Gerard, and boom! There's going to be your first set. Eric Gerard with the big point. 25-9. The Mohawk Mountaineers take that first one quick. But now we're going to be taking it over to Ryla for some more.
That was a quick first set from our Mohawk Mountaineers. And And before the game, I was able to talk to Jamie Everin, the coach on the Boreal's men's volleyball team. He was saying that going into this game, he felt prepared, but there's definitely going to be a disadvantage of only having 7 players on their team compared to the amount of people on Mohawk's team. We'll have to see how the rest of the game plays out, but so far, Mohawk looks to be taking a very strong lead.
Thank you, Ryla. I appreciate that. And as she touched upon, it's been a bit of a tough start as well for the Boreal men's team. They not only, as if you are continuing to tune in here, the last game against the women's Mohawk Mountaineers and Boreal was undefeated. We're 0-6, and unfortunately on the men's side, they're also undefeated. But we're going to have some highlights here from that first set coming up. You'll see here Walzak setting up Gerard. Gerard just getting up there. He's got hops, to say the least. And Jesse Walzak, really a key component up front there. As you'll see, he sets up Nathan Del-Judas for another big spike on that one. Again, 16 Walzak. He is just that facilitator, it seems, in the middle as he hooks up Paul Wagner there. Get another angle at another big Gerard play here. Gerard, another one there. He actually almost took out the ref's leg on that one. I think the ref called that in for fear of maybe further repercussion in the future. But you'll see Walzak all over the court, setting up Gerard again. Last play there as they were able to take that big win in the first set, 25-9. You'll see Matthew Schnarr now here. I think just probably trying to keep his team relaxed as they're playing, I think, the game they want to play. You can't have a set more successful than that almost. 25-9. Big start here for your Mountaineers. And it's the usual players. You got Ben Tonin, a very consistent player on the back line there. He's libero currently. And then you also have Brendan Coakless, who was very key, had some good service games there. And then, of course, Thomas Barr. You have Nathan Del-Judas, number 11 up front. Eric Gerard, 13. Some big kills. And you have to wonder, you don't have to wonder why this team is 5-0 on the year already. Because when you have that much talent, that much power, you're going to come up against opponents that unfortunately just can't match it. And we have one of those opponents here today, it seems. Now, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, though. We're still only up 1 set here for your Mohawk Mountaineers as time runs out here on the first break. You'll see the Boreal coach, I think, hoping to keep his team in it, obviously, and fairly pumped up because, 1-0 isn't that big of a deficit to come back from. But you'll see here as your Boreal players and your Mohawk Mountaineers come back on here for the second set. We'll see if they can continue that strong play and maybe come out hot again here in this second set with some strong service games. So you'll have Kyle Chartrand here, setting it up for serve for Boreal as we open it up here in the second set. Gets it over, and we're going to see a quick out of bounds there. Quick point for Mohawk as they're going to get the service game back, and that's not what Boreal wanted to do to start this set, because you'll see number 16 here, Jesse Walzak, taking it for the Mohawk Mountaineers. They didn't lose serve too often in that first set, and it's up and over. As Chartrand sets up Lacombe. Lacombe, unfortunately, a little too much power there for your Boreal team as it's going to be out of bounds there. And Mohawk's going to jump out to a quick 2-0 lead here as Walzak will take it for serve again. Actually, sorry, my correction. They're going to say that one was actually in bounds for Boreal. And you're going to see number 4, Nathan Renner, take it here as we have a 1-1 tie instead. And Renner for Boreal, but unfortunately right into the net. You'll see point here for the Mountaineers. And now we'll see Eric Gerard, 13, set up for serve here for those Mountaineers. Big serve up and over for Gerard. He gets great arc on that action as Boreal able to somehow save that, and they get it back in. But Walzak setting up Del-Judas on that one, and too easy. Another big kill there. Walzak to Del-Judas. 16-11 seems to be the connection so far today. As you see Gerard set up here for another serve. 3-1 lead here for your Mountaineers. Gerard with a big serve again. Renner able to corral that dig though, as Lacombe trying to salvage that setup, but unfortunately not going to work out there for Boreal as he had a bit too much power there and couldn't get the wrist action in on that one to get the arc motion going on that ball. So out of bounds there as Gerard sets up again here for your Mountaineers. talk about that arc. Gerard has that motion down on his serve. And a big kill there. Unfortunately, Boreal not able to corral that dig. Left a wide open kill there for, of course, Brandon Cokeless, who's had a hot start to this game. Gerard having a good string of success here on his service game. Gets another big one over. And you're going to see that one just out of bounds there. I think the ref almost hesitated on that one, almost touched the line, but out of bounds. So we'll see it come over here to number 6, Christian Mayen, as he sets it up on serve. A 5-2 deficit here early on for Boreal. A little bit of a psych out there. Referees want to make sure everything's set up properly. As you'll see Adam Martelli, libero, come out in substitution. But good serve there, but good dig from the Mountaineers. As I think Boreal was a little confused there. They weren't sure if that one was going to land down. 50-50 balls like that, you got to assume they're going to land on your side, because if you don't, that happens and you lose the point. So now you see Thomas Barr setting it up here for serve on the Mountaineer side. Barr gets it up and over. He digs it out. Martelli able to get it over. Back to Eid, but a good dig out. Walzak setting up Wagner, but good dig from Martelli. Another good dig there. Coming back to Kolkis. Oh, he set that one up. Great dig. And we're going to check that one out again. Brandon Cokeless, great dig there. Got set up beautifully and was able to power that one down. And here we check it out again. Actually, we'll just go right back into service here, actually. As you see Thomas Barr setting it up, and good setup on the Boreal side, but unfortunately, number 7 there, Remy Rancourt, still not able to get that wrist action going. Good power, good height, but out of bounds there for Boreal, as you'll see the ball now back to Thomas Barr, setting up for serve again. Barr gets it over. Dig from Martelli. Chartrand getting it up. Lacombe, much better attempt there, but good block from Gerard as he gets it up and now gets his own in there. What a good dig. Good setup there from Walzak again, of course, and Gerard killing that one down. Mountaineers here now in a big 9-2 lead to start set number 2 here as Thomas Barr gets the serve up. Eid getting it up, Chartrand over to Lacombe. Lacombe, unfortunately, gets bailed out. Never mind. Mohawk player there. Cokeless getting his hand on that, so it will be Boreal point, as they're going to award Renner with that point there on the kill. And it will be Renner setting up here for serve now. Sorry, correct me, it'll actually be Matthias Lacombe, number 9, for Boreal, as they face a 9-3 deficit. Serve up and over. Tonin getting it. Judas getting up on that one, but that's got to be the best block you've seen so far for the Boreal side, as Kyle Eid able to get up there on that Nathan Del Judas play. Unfortunately, a big block there. Mountaineers will lose that point. 9-4 here for Boreal. But going to be out of bounds there on Lacombe's serve. So we're going to see it come back to your Mountaineers now. And you're going to see Del Judas take it here for serve. The second-year player having a great game so far here. Using that 6'6" height to his advantage. Good serve there. Very lucky, able to come over still. Kyle Eid with the save there for your Boreal as Walzak sets up Cokeless. Big one on that one. We got to check that one out again. Brandon Cokeless has just been getting up that ladder today so far and takes that setup and puts it down, as we'll check it out here. Walzak again in the middle. Beautiful set. And boom. There you have it as we get back in here. Unfortunately, Mohawk will lose it on serve there. But they still retain an 11-5 lead here as Boreal will take it. You'll see Kyle Eid, number 3, set up for serve here for Boreal. He gets it over. Gerard with the dig. Walzak setting up Wagner. Wagner with the quick tip over, but good save there from Eid. Chartrand setting up. Unfortunately there, Nathan Renner could not put it away for Boreal. They've had a bit of struggles today so far on those sets and power kills. Unfortunately for Boreal, they're going to really have to come together, I think, on the communication a little more if they really want to start utilizing those sets a little more to their advantage. But you'll see here Cokeless gets a nice serve up. Chartrand, another setup. This one a little more successful as number 7, Remy Rancourt, able to put that one down finally. His first few attempts have gone long, so that one was a little more successful for him, but good block from the Mountaineers, though. That front line too strong, as the Mountaineers will take the point on that one. Brandon Cokeless setting up for serve again. And a little long. Mountaineers service game broken there, as it will be a 13-6 lead, though, for your Mountaineers still. And we'll now see Remy Rancourt for Boreal setting up for serve. Rancourt gets it over, and that one is going to be way long there. Ben Tonen almost made a play on it, but wisely decided to let that one go. And we'll see Rancourt come out now, as we'll see Martelli back in. But service in here for Wagner. Del Judas getting it up here. Walzak setting up right down the middle. Thomas Barr, number 10. Big one from Thomas Barr. He took that. A beautiful set again from Walzak, as we'll take another look here. Del Judas digs it out. Walzak setting up. Big kill there. Finding the open space, Thomas Barr. As we see Wagner setting up for service, though, on your Mountaineer side. Dig out there from Renner. Up to Mayen with a big kill, but good dig from the Mountaineers, but unfortunately not able to keep that one in, as you will see a point here for Boreal. Christian Mayen able to get up the ladder there, number 6 for Boreal. We're going to need a little more from him up the middle. He definitely has most of the height on their team at 6'3". But Gerard here digs that out. Tonen getting it back to Gerard with a nice kill there, but Martelli digging it out here. Eid setting it up, has to get it over on that third hit. Now Walzak getting it to Gerard again. Ooh, big save from Edie. Walzak trying to get a little nifty there, and he will get lucky, as Boreal not able to get that tip back in bounds. So it would be point to Mohawk on that big rally there. We saw some good defense there from both sides. But now Jesse Walzak, number 16 for your Mountaineers, will be taking it on serve. Nice little jump serve there. And I had to save that one from my own face, actually, as unfortunately number 4, Khalid, just couldn't keep that one in. Sorry, that'd be number 4, Renner, actually, for Boreal. A little disoriented after that save. But Jesse Walzak here for your Mountaineers. And there's Eid with the dig. Gets it to Mayan, who was a little confused on that one, but still used some niftiness to get that flip over. But Del Judas gets the overhead pass to the other side. As unfortunately for Boreal, they won't be able to keep that one in. Again, long on the spike. And for your Mountaineers, they now jump out to another double-digit lead here, 18-7, as Jesse Walzak sets it up here during the second set. And the serve is up and going to be long. Unfortunately, Walzak couldn't keep that one in. But Mohawk has had a strong service game here again in the second set. But we'll now see Nathan Renner, number 4. Boreal gets the serve right into the lower part of the net. That's not going to cut it for Boreal. Unfortunately, they lose service quite quickly there, and now we're going to see it back to Gerard, who is very strong on the service game. 19-8 lead here. Let's see how many he can take. Gerard gets it up, gets it over. Martelli with a beautiful dig on that one. Chartrand getting it up here over to Lacombe, but Lacombe playing, unfortunately, he has both Barr and Cokeless in his face, and they're not going to let him get it easy, as unfortunately Lacombe got rejected on that big block there from the Mountaineers. Now back to Gerard here, setting it up. Mohawk into the 20s here, 28. Gerard, another big serve. Martelli, a good dig again here as he gets it to Chartrand. Over to Eid. Unfortunately, though, Eid not able to keep that one in. Good setup, though. Good defense from Boreal, but Mohawk again. Tough service game from Eric Gerard, not making it easy on the Boreal side, but good dig there from Martelli. But we'll see the point to Mohawk now, 21-8, as Gerard sets it up again. And Gerard, unfortunately, couldn't make the jump serve work that time, but he's been very consistent this game so far. But now we'll be going back over here to Boreal, 21-9. And Mayan gets it up, but Mayan's going to be long on that one. It will be point over to Mohawk as they get the service game back here. We'll see a quick substitution. Paul Wagner coming on here for Ben Tonen. And we'll see Barr, number 10 for Mohawk, getting set up here for your service game. And an ace ace there for your Mountaineers as a misplay there, unfortunately for Renner, was the fortunate play for the Mountaineers as they took that ace. We now have a 23-9 lead here, only a couple points left to go here in the second set as Barr sets it up again for your Mountaineers. Nice jump serve there as Martelli digs it out. Chartrand setting it up. Martelli's just going to have to save it over here with the bump. Gerard getting it up. Walzak with another beautiful set. Unfortunately, though, Kokless and Walzak, first time today, their miscommunication just wasn't there, unfortunately. And that will lead to a Boreal point. But Mohawk's a little bit of leeway here as they still have that 23-10 lead. We now see Matthias Lacombe. Service over for Boreal. Gerard with the dig. Walzak with the setup. And big kill there by Wagner. It was a bit of a miss hit, but he still was able to get enough on it. And we're going to check that one out again, as Wagner was able to just get enough there, but as we get it back here, Nathan Del-Judas going to set it up here for serve. 24-9, good dig, but unfortunately it won't be enough for Boreal, and that's going to be another big set here, 25-10. 25-10 here as Nathan Del-Judas put that one away as Mohawk now takes the second set, but we're going to be taking it over to Riley here for some more inside information. So yeah, as we mentioned here, we're going to have Ryla coming up now. And here we go. What do you got for us, Ryla?
Boreal is definitely having a hard go in that second set, but going into the third set, we're going to be seeing Mohawk looking for the win. In this, Nathan Del-Judas from Mohawk's Mountaineers has definitely been playing a very hard game, being in the right spot at all the good times, and definitely keeping Mohawk's name getting higher and higher on the board.
Well, thank you very much, Ryla. It's definitely been a hot start here for your Mohawk Mountaineers men's team. And again, you know, they're undefeated for a reason, 5-0. And they're looking like a strong team here, nationally ranked 4. And again, for those listeners, number 4 in the country is a big deal for Mohawk. But we're going to actually have a package here from number 11, Nathan Del-Judas. Going to look at some more because he's been flying high today. You can check it there. And he's a bit of the southpaw action going as well too here. I think that confuses some of the defense because he can play both on the right and left side, and when he gets it set up there, as you can see, he can fly high and he can bring down the boom. There's another beautiful setup there from Walzak, who I think I've said his name 50 times, with great setting in the middle there for the Mountaineers. And of course, again, Walzak getting it to Del-Duce, and beautiful Del-Judas with a wonderful play there. And his service game is strong too there, as that was the last play there as the Mountaineers were able to take the second set 25-10. They've actually won the first set 25-9 and the second one 25-10 here. And you wonder why they've only dropped 2 sets on the whole year in their first 6 matches. It's because they have consistent play across the board from front to back. And that's the big thing, whether it's number 2, Ben Tonin with his consistent corner play. You got Thomas Barr, who really took it upon himself in that second set to really drive it home with the service game and up front as well. And as we touched upon, Nathan Del-Judas, number 11. What can you say? This second-year player out of Cochrane. His 6'6" height is really something that he takes advantage of. And again, you also can see that he's got a bit of the hops too. So if you can use that height and you work on that jumping game, you're going to have yourself a lot higher than your opponents on a lot of those plays. And as you see, a lot of those kills from Del-Judas, it's because he's using that height to his advantage. But as we get it back here going, it's going to be a 2-0 set lead here for your Mohawk Mountaineers as they look to take it in straight sets. Another straight sets win here on the year, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves, as of course the Boreal team is going to be looking to put a stop to the Mohawk Mountaineers' tough play so far. But we'll see Jesse Walzak, number 16 for your Mountaineers, set it up here on the end line. And as we get started here, you're going to see Barr, Del-Judas, Gerard, Kokless, and a great dig there from Walzak. Good save there as Mayan for Boreal digs it out. Renner with the save himself. Boreal gets it back over. Walzak setting it up, gets it to Gerard. Big kill there, but good save from Ede. Nice dig, but they're going to actually say that he was out of bounds there, Martelli, number 2. So it's going to be back here. Mohawk, Walzak getting the serve. 1-0 here to start the third set. And as mentioned, we got Barr, Del-Judas, Gerard, Tonin, and Colchis, along, of course, with Walzak to start the third set here for your Mountaineers. Walzak with the jump serve. Good dig from Eid. Big play there. That was a good setup from Chartrand as he got it to Mayan, who put it right down the middle there. Unfortunately, the Mountaineers not able to dig that one out. Colchis on the back line there, as you'll see Boreal tie it up here for only the third time today. And most of those early ties have been very early in the sets as well. Walzak setting it up here though. Del Judas making it look easy, but great dig from Boreal as Lacombe tries to get their own power kill in, but going to be out of bounds. That was some hops from Del Judas there. I don't know how Boreal can get some of those digs out, but they've had some good defense. Unfortunately though, going to have to get some offense going here as we see Gerard setting it up for the serve. Mountaineers serve up. Big one for Gerard and going to be long. Only his second miss hit today so far on serve. As you see Boreal trying to communicate and set up a little bit stronger here. It'll be Mayan with the serve. He gets it over here. Tonin digs it out. Walzak setting it up here. Barr with a neat little play, but good dig from Martelli. Eid gets rejected on that one. Barr and Del Judas said, Kyle Eid, Number 3 for Boreal had his spike turned right back there. Actually, sorry, they're going to call the violation on Mohawk, actually. Walzak, though, going to see if we can take 2 here. Another good block there from Boreal as Renner gets up with Lacombe. Del Judas on the other side. But they're going to be able to take that one as they're going to say Boreal did get the block, but unfortunately couldn't keep it in there. Del Judas getting a little bit of revenge there as Mohawk takes the point there. It's now a 3-3 tie here. Thomas Bard going to be taking it on serve, but we're first going to see a timeout from your Boreal team. So it's been a bit of a better start here for Boreal as they've managed to keep it close so far early on. Again, mentioned 3-3 here. Mayan, number 6 for Boreal, has been stepping up there. He's actually been one of their key players all year. He actually has 21 kills coming into this game, which has been big for Boreal. He actually has over 30% of their kills on the year. So you can tell Christian Mayan, again, at that height of 6'3", he has to be one of their key players to get up there for them. And another big one, though, as well, you've seen here is Nathan Renner, who just unfortunately hasn't been able to get the arm action going effectively on those spikes. He has been effective so far, second best on the team in kills for Boreal, but unfortunately, again, today, just not able to put him down. And I think a little bit of that has to do with the Mohawk defense up front. When you got players like Colchis, Wagner, Del Judas, they got their height there, they're waiting for you. Unfortunately, I think you think a little too much up there trying to make those plays. That's what I've seen so far from Boreal, but they are keeping it close here in the third set. As we'll see a quick substitution, Nathan Renner coming back on here for Remy Rancourt, number 7. And you have Thomas Barr setting it up here for serve. Mountaineers serve up and over. Martelli digs it out, Chartrand setting it up. Lacombe. The dig out there, Colchis gets nice. That was a big play from Mohawk as they come out of the huddle with a great offensive play. Walzak with a beautiful dig there, set up, and of course you have another kill from Brandon Colchis. Brandon Colchis has just been on fire today so far as Barr gets this serve up. Another dig from Martelli. Mayan looking to set up Lacombe. Lacombe blocked heavily there from Wagner and Colchis, but Eid still getting it back for Boreal. And they're going to say that it was actually going to be point for Boreal there. Unfortunately, some misfooting there going to lead to a violation on the Mohawk side. And you'll now see Lacombe taking it for serve on Boreal's side. Good dig from Gerard there as Walzak sets it up. Wagner gets up and over, but a good dig on the other side by Lacombe. Mayan now trying to get it over. Boreal going to be forced to desperation play there, and Gerard wisely lets it go out of bounds. It will be Mohawk ball as they get the point there. Boreal losing serve. And you'll now see number 11, Del Judas, getting serve here for your Mountaineers. Del Judas with the floater over. Mayan with a bit of a misplay, but gets saved by Martelli. Eid going to have to just put it over here as Del Judas digs it out. Walzak sets it up here for Gerard, but Gerard unfortunately could not get it over there. I think Renner almost blinked on that one. Thankfully for his sake, Gerard could not get that over the net though, and we'll see the ball now back to Boreal as you'll see Eid set up here for serve. Number 3 gets it over. Coquelis digs it out there. Walczak setting up Coquelis now, and great dig back from Boreal. Eid. What a play as Mayan gets it over here. Walczak setting up Wagner again, but Wagner couldn't keep that one in. And it's going to be point over to Boreal as they take the lead here in this set now, 6-5. This one definitely much closer so far. And you'll see number 3, Eid with the serve. Gerard digs it out. Walczak setting up Deljudas. Deljudas gets blocked huge there by Martelli and Renner. One of the first big blocks for Boreal today as they were able to turn around and say, Deljudas. He's had his way so far today. That's now a 7-5 lead here for Boreal. Eid gets the serve up. Coquelis digs it out. Walczak setting him up now. Another big block there from Boreal, and they're going to put the net violation on Coquelis as well. So we're going to check that one again here. Unfortunately, Coquelis, net violation there. As you'll see there, good dig by Boreal as they're playing very strong here. Eid having a bit of a string of success here on serve as Walczak sets it up to Wagner. Mayan digs that out. Chartrand setting it up here now to Martelli. Tonin able to dig that out for Mohawk. And a nifty play there by Walczak, but Chartrand here getting it back to Martelli. And they're going to say that Martelli violation there. Net violation going to be point for Mohawk. That was a good rally for both your Mohawk Mountaineers and Boreal team. But Mohawk looking to bounce back here as they get service game back after a few straight points there from Boreal. It's now 8-6 for Boreal. Brandon Coquelis setting up here for serve. Mayan digs it out. Chartrand setting up here. Martelli for Boreal. Unfortunately can't keep that one in. You're going to see an out of bounds there. Point over to Mohawk as they look to tie it up here on this next service game. And you see Brandon Coquelis setting up there on the end line. Serve is up. Dig out from Eid. Chartrand looking to set up. And unfortunately Chartrand feet were out of play there under the net. He was outside of the attack zone there, so they're going to call the violation, and it's going to go back here. Tie game, 8-8 now as Coquelis looking to take the Mohawk lead here in the third set. Eid digs it out. Lacombe getting it over to Martelli, who has to put it over quick. Deljudas now digs it out. Walczak setting up Gerard with a big kill. There you go, Mohawk Mountaineers. They've been a little lagging on their kills so far here in this third set, but that was a big one there for Gerard as they take the lead back here, 9-8. Coquelis gets the serve up. Eid's been busy back there digging it out. Lacombe getting the set up there as Martelli couldn't put too much on that. Good defense, but there you go, Wagner. That was a big one from Wagner, and of course you had Jesse Walczak setting him up again as we check it out here. Beautiful setup from Walczak. Boom, right down the middle there by Wagner. Unfortunately, Boreal could not dig that out, as that gives the Mohawk Mountaineers a 2-point lead here, 10-8. Coquelis with the serve. Chartrand going to be setting up Martelli here. Martelli, unfortunately, a little weak on that side. As we get it back to Gerard. Big block, but out of bounds there. It's going to be Mohawk points. Gerard starting to turn it on here in the third set with some good set plays there from Walczak, of course, in the middle, number 16 for your Mountaineers. But Coquelis having a string of success here with a few service points in a row. Gets another serve up. Boreal with a bit of an unfortunate spike on that one. That went right into the bottom of the net, so you're going to see it back to Coquelis here. 12-8 now for your Mountaineers. That's 5 straight here for Coquelis as he's managed to bring it back here and stretch this lead to a few points now for your Mountaineers. Coquelis gets it up and over. Eid with the dig out again. Chartrand looking to set up Martelli again, but Martelli bailed out this time by an errant block attempt from the Mountaineers, so it will be point over to Boreal. As we'll see Nathan Renner now set up for serve on the Boreal side. Adam Martelli trying to get up there, but his 5'8" height has been a bit of a hindrance, but you will see the ace there. An unfortunate misplay by Ben Tonin going to lead to the point for Boreal. That's the first service ace that your Boreal team has seen here today, but Renner up again, another serve. Almost confused Tonin again, but Tonin able to dig that out. Gerard here with a big play, but Boreal able to dig that out, but miscommunication to the max there, unfortunately. Chartrand looked to set that one up, but unfortunately no one was there for him. Mayan just watched it go, and Martelli couldn't get there in time. So what you'll see here now is point back to Mohawk as they get set up for service here on the end. Paul Wagner looking to get it in. And Paul Wagner with a beautiful placement on that over to Martelli. Chartrand digging it out, back to Martelli. And unfortunately for Martelli, he's had a bit of a struggle there trying to get up on those kills. That 5'8" height, really a bit of a hindrance here. And now another point for Mohawk, 14-10. Wagner setting up again for serve. Eid gets it up. Martelli, unfortunately again. Chartrand getting some good sets up there. Number 16 for Boreal, but unfortunately, number 16 can't set it, and he can't spike it. Number 2 for Boreal having some struggles there on the left side. It's now a 15-10 lead for Mohawk as Wagner gets in the serve again. Just over the net there as 2 players for Boreal dug that one out, but doesn't matter. Thomas Barr takes advantage with a big spike there. He noticed 2 men down in the middle there, and he spiked it right down where there was no players for Boreal. And that's going to be a 6-point lead now here for your Mountaineers. Jumping out here on the right time in the third set. Wagner up again. And on Boreal just struggling on the back line there, unfortunately. Number 9, Matthias Lacombe couldn't dig that out. Deflected it right into the back of his player. And now we have the 5th straight serve here for Wagner. Martelli able to dig that out. Big save from Renner. Boreal able to just get it over here as Walzak sets it up. Gerard gets up there, but Eid with a big block there. Bark not able to put that one down as Mayan saves it. Chartrand gets it up to Mayan, but a big block on the other side for your Mountaineers here as Walzak now sets up Coquelist, but Coquelist does just get it in there. That was a great rally from both sides. Good defense, good digs, but at the end there, Coquelist with the big spike. 18-10 here now for your Mountaineers. As number 18, Paul Wagner sets it up for serve again. And the streak had to be broken eventually. Unfortunately, out of bounds for your Mountaineers. We'll now see a quick substitution. Tonin coming in here for Coquelist. Still with the 18-11 lead, though. Bit of a deficit here now for Boreal, as we'll see Kyle Chartrand set up for serve. Coquelist with the dig. Walzak trying to set up some defense there, but for the Mountaineers, they're going to snag that point as Mayan unfortunately reached too far over for Boreal. And he's going to be called for the violation at the net, and we're going to see the Mountaineers now set up for serve again. A few points away here from another straight set victory. They're looking to bring it up to 6-0. But we see Jesse Walzak set up here for serve now. Walzak gets it up. Khalid digs it out. Chartrand to Mayan, but a great dig from Coquelist there. Able to get it back over here as Chartrand now sets it up. Renner gets it to Martelli, who is forced to just basically do an overhand pass over. Great defense. What a dig there from Tonin and Walzak as they're able to get that one over. And you're going to see the net violation. What a big point from the Mountaineers. You know they're very happy when they put in the effort, they put in the work, and they get rewarded at the end. Good defense leads to good offense usually. And that's going to be a big 20-11 lead now here, almost double digits again for your Mountaineers in the third set. We'll see a quick timeout here though. I just want to highlight this year's been a big year for Nathan Del Giudice so far. Great game yesterday, and today again having another strong one. Coming into today's game, he's actually well over 50 kills on the air already. He's managed actually close to 20% of Mohawk's kills so far this year, and that's a big deal when you have such depth on this team. Trevor McLaughlin, another big one, of course, the 50-year veteran, has been usually a big force for Mohawk, but today he's having a bit of a relaxing day, I think, as Mohawk has managed to jump out to this big 2-set lead. Max Anderson, another player from Thunder Bay that's usually a strong component to the Mountaineers. But as we'll see them come back here, it'll be Gerard, Del Giudice, Tonin, Barr, Coquelist, and Walzak. Looking to finish this game strong here for your Mountaineers. So far this game, I have to put my MVP on Jesse Walzak. He has just been consistent to a T up that middle for the Mountaineers. Honestly, most of the power game you've seen from your Mountaineers today, from Del Judas, Gerard, Barr, has been due to the great sets up the middle from Walzak as he sets up for serve here. Good dig from Boreal, but not good enough, as it's going to be a quick point here on service. A nice ace there for Jesse Walzak, as that's going to put the lead at double digits now, 21-11. Walzak with the serve. Renner digs it out here. Chartrand putting it up for Martelli. Martelli with a little more success there, finally able to see the kill go down for himself now. Unfortunately for Colclis, not able to defend that one. We'll see Boreal snag back serve here. Number 2, Adam Martelli setting up for serve for Boreal. Serve is up. Tonin with the save on the back line. Walzak running that one down over to Colclis, able to still get a nice kill up. Thomas Barr takes that dig, puts it back, but another good dig there from Chartrand. Up to Mayan, and you're not going to see that one too often, but that almost looked like it was a set play. That was good defense, a good dig from Kyle Chartrand, number 16 on Boreal, led to that. Great power play there for Mayan, number 6, able to put the kill down for Boreal. But Martelli setting up here for serve again. Gets it up and over. Tonin, unfortunately, couldn't dig that one out effectively. We're going to see another ace for Boreal as they're able to string here a few more stronger points. Bringing it back to 21-14. Deficit only at 7 here as Martelli finds a little bit of some heat here on the service game. Tonin with a much better dig this time. Walzak setting up Gerard. Gerard, big one there. Good defense from Eid and Mayan. Eid now getting his own setup, but even better defense from Gerard and Barr. Chartrand setting up Eid again. And good defense again, as unfortunately for Eid, he had to adjust on that one due to everyone there for Mohawk setting up on that defense, and he wasn't able to corral that one in. So you'll see out of bounds, 22-14 lead here as Gerard sets it up for service. Serve is up. Big serve. Colclis almost took that one in the face, actually. Unfortunately for Gerard, not able to get that one over, though. It'll be point over to Boreal, as you'll see number 6 here, Christian Mayan, set up for serve. Serve is up. Tonin with a good dig out there. Walzak setting up Colclis. Colclis, unfortunately, could not get that one over, and you'll see some good defense again here from Boreal as they are looking to cut into this deficit again here with time running out. Crunch time is on. It's 22-16 for the Mountaineers. Mayan setting up for serve again. Good dig from Tonin. Walzak looking to set up. Del Judas with a big one. Del Judas took that, and he said, I don't care if you got a dig on this one. I'm going to make this one too difficult for you. As we check it again here, boom, Martelli just getting beat up today with a lot of those big plays from Del Judas. I'll have to give a shout out to our cameraman there as he was able to protect the camera on that one. As we see a service ace here from Thomas Barr, stretching that lead now, 24-16. We're going to see game point coming up on this third set here. 24-16 for the Mountaineers. Thomas Barr setting up for serve. Big serve up. Khalid digs it out. Chartrand now looking to set up Lacombe. Lacombe gets it past Gerard. Unfortunately for your Mountaineers, they couldn't finish it there. Boreal not going away just yet. 24-17 now here. You're going to see Matthias Lacombe, number 9, setting up for serve for Boreal. And that will be after we have an errant ball on the court here that we have to remove. But back here now to Lacombe setting up for serve. He gets it over. Gerard digs it out. Walzak setting up Del Judas. Great defense there, but they're going to actually say it was a net violation on Del Judas. So regardless of Mohawk digging it back out there, it's going to be point to Boreal. They're not going down here without a fight. Lacombe with the serve. Gerard digs it out. Walzak setting up Colclis. Colclis with the big one, and there you have it. That's how they start the game. That was a big one. That's how you start the game. That's how you finish the game right there. Brandon Colclis, number 7. Other than Jesse Walzak, he's got my MVP today. He was high-flying all over the place, and that's a straight set win for your Mohawk Mountaineers. 25-18, a lot closer in this third one, but they still They managed to squeeze that one out, and by squeeze it out, I mean they take the big win. 3 straight sets here, but we're going to throw to Ryla, and we got number 11, Nathan Del Judas, coming up here in a couple moments. But as we highlight Del Judas here, you'll see some highlights coming up there. Big, big, big set. But again, Boreal, good job though for not going down easy. You'll see Del Judas had a couple of plays where he was actually rejected. And that's not what he felt in the first couple sets. First couple sets were a little easy for him there with his high-flying game. But as mentioned, we do have Nathan Del Judas coming up here though. We'll see a couple other quick plays here on that final one. Colclis putting it away. Walzak. Great defense from Walzak here as Mohawk able to dig that out twice. Walzak dug it out and Tonin dug it out. But now we're going to kick it over to Ryla with Nathan Del Judas.
I'm here with Nathan Del Judas. That was a great game. Boreal definitely had to show what they had to prove in the last set. Did that throw off your focus at all?
Yeah, they really had the momentum going like in the third set. So it's kind of hard when a team has a momentum. We really got to the system. We got to buy into it, and we just got to get going. So a lot of missed serves, and that's going to do a lot of it.
All right, perfect. And did this game help you prepare for Redeemer next week?
I think so. We got really good confidence in yesterday's game and today. Just confidence, really, and I think we're ready to bring on Redeemer.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Ryla, for able to snag Nathan Del Judas, key player for the Mohawk Mountaineers. And I just want to say thank you, everyone, for joining us here today on M-Link. We had some wonderful matches from both your women's and men's volleyball team as they were able to take down Boreal. Make sure you catch their next games coming up, though. Next Friday, they will both be playing Redeemer College. That'll be 6 p.m. start next Friday for your women's team and an 8 p.m. start for your men's team. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you next time.